Hey guys, welcome to the Off Duty podcast, the one-stop shop where we talk love, work, pleasure, and how we are going to create the lives that we desire.
So, grab a beverage, get cozy, and let's get ready for today's conversation.
Hi guys, welcome to our pod.
Welcome to our pod.
Or podcast, but we'll explain the
Play on words? Question mark?
Like,
it's kind of like a play on words, isn't it?
You're in for a little surprise. Do you know what I just realised, actually? I guess it's a good thing that we are having to do this episode again, because in the past we've not actually, talked about our artwork. Do you know what I mean? We've not really discussed it, and there's, a few little bits that, it's self-explanatory, but also there's, our little animals, a little colour, little things that are worth explaining, I guess.
True.
Anyway. Before we get into it, how's your week been?
My work week was okay, actually. Well, it was okay-ish. So I had a mid-week break this week. I had my Wednesday off. So I had a Monday, Tuesday in. By Wednesday, I was off. I had a fabulous Wednesday. My Wednesday was so nice. It was so slow. I watched The Last of Us. Thoroughly enjoyed it, watching it still. And then I went back to work Thursday and Friday, which was a little bit more rocky, but it was fine. My weekend was nice as well, filled with people, which is nice sometimes.
Not sometimes.
Sometimes, it's true. Sometimes I don't have the brain space to be dealing with a lot of people, especially after working. But it's been altogether been alright, to be honest. It's been a pretty decent week.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think it's been a nice little pleasant week. This weekend I was celebrating finishing a chapter of my life and kind of beginning a new one. So it was nice to be around people who love and care for me.
Yeah.
Spent some time with my brothers. Just been chilled, and then I've been trying to tidy up this morning. I also finally found a show to watch because I've been in this period of trying to see if I can find something, but I can officially say I found something.
She's cuffed, guys.
Taken.
What you watching?
It's called Arrested Development.
Oh,
have you heard of it?
I've heard of this. Yeah. Is this Tina Fey? I feel like it is. Am I remembering that wrong? I think
I don't even know who that is.
Well.
But
doesn't matter.
I love me a good comedy, something stupid, something that's going to entertain my 3 brain cells. Do you know what I mean? Nothing too heavy, nothing like the Winx Club or all that nonsense.
Riverdale.
Literally none of that.
Yeah.
I love me a good comedy, like Modern Family, Schitt's Creek, all those good things.
Schitt's Creek.
Honestly. So it's nice that I found something, but I have till the 14th of March to watch it.
Is it going off Netflix?
Apparently so.
Well, you've got to get to it then, don't you?
I'm so dead. But the thing is, I've got till the 14th of March to watch it. I've got uni.
There's quite a few seasons as well of Arrested Development, isn't there?
There's 5 seasons. There's 5 seasons.
How many episodes?
I don't even know. And the thing is, I'm going away as well.
Oh yeah.
So
Take a bit of a trip.
Take a little trip out the country. So yeah. I'm excited.
Nice. That sounds really nice.
Yeah. So I think I'll. You're not really supposed to watch things before you go to bed, are you? I was about to say, it could be my bedtime watch.
Who said that?
I'm screaming.
Who said that?
So yeah, I guess that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, that is nice. And that trip.
Oh, don't. Danny, I feel like my legs have been cut off.
Oh no.
Even though I'm traveling soon, but I'm just I feel
it needs to be now. It needs to be yesterday.
Yesterday.
You need to be there now.
I feel like this is the longest time I've not travelled for such a long time. And usually I feel like this period I'm usually in Uganda. So I'm not here for the cold.
Got a routine, guys.
I've got a bit of a routine and all of this nonsense is just disturbing my routine. Routine is sexy.
She's a part-time money babe.
I'm a part-time babe.
Love that for you, bro.
Spend half of my life on a flight. On a part of me.
Trying to be like you, Pens.
Girl.
Trying to be catching flights.
That's gonna be us soon. That's gonna be us.
Honestly.
I was saying to Nomster that I feel like the first half of this year is going to be chill, regenerate, rejuvenate, all of that stuff. Then after June, it's actually over for everyone. Over for everybody. We gonna be on those flights.
To be fair, this year I'm trying to just do one trip out of the country because I'm trying to just get my piece together. Do you know what I mean? I just need to get a handle on what the hell that is.
This
I need to
cause
girl. The goddamn Kazi. I'm just trying to like get a hold of that, and then 2024 we'll go again. We'll go again because 2022 was flight filled for real.
Yeah.
2023 is me recuperating. 2024 we go again.
I'm screaming. I feel like what was that year that went to Malaysia? I feel like that year in terms of flights,
yeah,
we were doing the most. I miss that. Take me back.
Honestly, the sun was shining.
Good times.
Good times indeed.
Anyways.
Anywho.
So guys, I'm going to tell you about the structure of this podcast. And then we'll kind of just get into it.
Yeah, get into the fun facts.
Get into the fun facts. So, the podcast structure, we will start with love notes from the algorithm, which is pretty much, to cut the long story short, it's things from maybe our TikTok, maybe our Instagram, life in general, things that have touched us, things that have kind of made us stop and think, or even made us giggle, because there's good things left, right, and centre. So I'd say that's what love notes from the algorithm is.
Yeah, just something that touches you, something that makes you laugh, like you said, something that makes you think. Yeah,
because I feel like that sometimes when I receive something, there's things that are just worth sharing.
Yeah, definitely.
And just continuing the positivity, the positive. What's that thing called? The positive something effect. Multiplier effect.
Okay.
Positive multiplier effect. And then this love notes from the algorithm is going to be followed by a segment which is called I just forgot.
The Pod Huddle.
The Pod Huddle. The Pod Huddle. Pod Huddle. We're gonna go into it, but like we both work in healthcare, and so huddling is something where you kind of just catch up, discuss, kind of
the first part of the shift time.
Yeah.
Is debrief that word?
I wouldn't say debrief, but you kind of just all catch up and you're all on the same page.
Because typically, like when we've talked about it, you said that it's because I don't actually do it on the one that I work on. Sorry. But it's kind of like first half of the shift happened. Let's have a little bit of a chat. Staff meeting.
Yeah, it's a bit like a little staff meeting. Yeah. Something informal.
Figure out what's going right, what's going well.
Yeah, exactly.
How we can make the rest of the shift better.
Yeah. And I think with regards to the pod huddle, it's in terms of we're catching up, Danny and I, a lot of topics, things that we find that are very important, and so we will. It's pretty much we're starting a discussion, and then we want you guys to also contribute by emailing and continuing the conversation online or
commenting on posts and messages, all that good stuff.
Just having conversations which are helping us grow. Having conversations which we're all learning and teaching each other how to navigate this simulation, because this isn't real.
It can't be.
It can't be real.
Cannot be real.
So
let's figure out how to make the best of it, I guess. While we're here.
While we're here, because you only have one life. You only get one go at it. And then the final part is going to be I was about to say love notes from the algorithm.
I was literally thinking the same thing. Literally, I was like, wait, no, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one. No, so the last part of the podcast structure is a lazy person's guide to saving the world. So this is inspired by the WHO's lazy person's guide of saving the world. But our guide, our aspect of it,
what we're doing, what this society is not.
it's basically how we can save ourselves and save our communities. And we both, correct me if I'm wrong, we share the values. We share the idea that we need to show up as our best selves, and our best selves is taking care of ourselves. It's doing small little bite-sized things that help us grow and ultimately making us better members of this wider community.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not individuals, we're part of a whole ecosystem.
Absolutely.
And we all have a role to play, and the best way we can play these roles is to be healthy, to be in the right mindset, and just
in turn kind of, I guess,
save the world.
Yeah, taking care of the world.
And that's how
And the world.
yeah, and ultimately that's how you do save the world.
Yeah.
Because all our ancestors, they knew this, they understood this.
Right. The indigenous people of the land.
Exactly. They understood this principle, and so we also need to, we feel that that's something that we need to do. And so yeah,
hence our little segment.
So just to kind of like round that up, so we will start the podcast with love notes from the algorithm, followed by our pod huddle, followed by the lazy person's guide to saving the world. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say the action points for that.
Oh yeah, action points. Yeah. So yeah, bish bash bosh.
Bish bash bosh. Bob's your uncle.
Fanny's your aunt.
Fanny's your aunt. So yeah, that's our little structure. We'll stick to that every episode, just so everyone knows what's going on, what's gonna happen. But for the first few episodes, I think we're gonna do fun facts, because obviously we're all new to each other, and so we're trying to get to know each other, you know.
Plot twist: we save the first few episodes and then it's a running theme for the rest of the podcast.
Imagine that. Do you know what? Actually, because I think sometimes when you're like friends with people for so long, you can forget like sometimes like things that you ask people at the beginning.
What's my favourite colour?
Exactly.
Screaming!
Was that a question? I thought you were just like adding to the point.
What is
moving on?
The question now. What's my favourite colour? The pressure is getting worse.
It's already worse. I don't know, to be honest.
What's my favourite animal?
What's my favourite colour?
High five.
Would it be the elephant that is also in the post?
Yes, it is. It is. Do we want to do the fun fact first, or do we want to talk about our podcast artwork?
Let's talk about the fun fact first, and then we can get into the artwork.
Yeah.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Okay. What's your fun fact, Danny, to open? It has to be like...
Okay.
It has to be like... This is going to be out there for the rest of the...
Whoa.
No pressure.
No pressure, okay. I'm going to go with... Okay, so I really, really, really enjoy BuzzFeed quizzes.
Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, I know you could have never guessed.
Never would have guessed that.
But I really, really enjoy these BuzzFeed quizzes that it's actually about nothing. It's always just like really random things put together, like, I don't know, like pick a holiday and we'll tell you your like best personality trait or something. But I take them
You're
really
Prince Charming.
No, for real though. Ice cream colours. Anyway, I take them really seriously for some reason, and it's just a bit of fun, innit? It's just a bit of fun. And
I feel like you should also say how you got the app on your phone, because that just takes it a step further.
I mean, I'm not ashamed. I do have the app on my phone, and I got that app specifically to do the BuzzFeed quizzes, because then it's like really accessible. For whenever I just need a little bit of a kick.
Wow. Is that what your kids are doing nowadays?
But yeah, that's my little fun fact. What's your fun fact?
My fun fact is I love perfume. I really like perfume. I'm that friend who, like, when you're going out and you're next to me, I'm spraying myself, and it's like I don't know when to stop. And so I feel like...
Is that the new thing?
And yeah, I love perfume. I love smelling good. And also, oh my goodness, I love it when somebody also smells good. Like, you know, somebody that you're intimate with.
Yes.
If you smell good, that's like...
Mm-hmm. And there's that whole thing as well with, like, smells and memories. So it's... If you smell good, then, like, you know, that... Hopefully that memory is also going to be good, you know what I mean?
For sure. For sure. I do love it. I love it when like, I give somebody a hug and like, you smell good. I know.
Or when even just like, you know, people just like walking around sometimes and you get like a whiff of a smell and you're like, oh my god, not in a bad way, in a good way, and you just immediately think of someone. Or I think that's quite intimate.
Yeah. But with that also said, I cannot stand people. A big pet peeve of mine is when people are like, can you smell that? And you make people awkward. Like, people like that, that's very nasty. And it's bad mind. It's bad mind. It's bad mind. I feel like we're human beings. And I think if you approach it and you kind of like, if you know who it is that the odor's coming from, if you guys are close enough for you to tell them, like, by the way.
Yeah. Because it is an awkward as hell conversation to have.
Very much so.
It's very awkward.
Very much so. But
I personally haven't had that conversation. I've never been brave enough.
You've never been brave enough?
I've never been brave enough.
Neither have I. Me, I'm just here flapping gums. No, but the thing is, there's people who you're like, you can comfortably be like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, there's people that it's easier to speak to about it.
Yeah. Then... Yeah, that's about it. That's as far as I'll go. I remember there's a person that I was speaking to and we're talking about like smells and things, and they went and said like, oh, when girls smell, it's a lot worse, and I was like, I don't think so.
Who told you that?
Like who told you that? And then like after I reflected on this whole point, I was like, I was about to say medicine, we menstruate, bruh. Is it? We go on our periods. Yeah. And basically, you're in the 28 days or however long a month is, your hormones are changing, and your hormones control when you really sweat, all these different things. Yeah. And as women, you have women with underlying conditions, you have all these other things. And so for somebody to be like, yeah, I don't like when girls smell, it's like, I'm just like, but you're the same species that will not wash your bum.
This was coming from a man then?
This was coming from a man. It was coming from a man. Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
The same men that don't wash their bums because they think it's gay.
Or dry it.
Or the same men that go and pick toilet paper.
Oh no.
From a bin in the toilet, then using their own underwear to wipe their bum. Because they don't want to feel that they don't want their little tudge to touch the jeans.
Oh, tudge.
Anyway. Anyway, it can only be a tudge if you're speaking like that. It could only be. Anyway, I'm not involved.
Yeah, but that's it. Thanks a lot, fun fact.
Yeah, I like smelling good, by the way.
That was the fun fact. Let's get into the artwork.
So basically, our podcast is called the Off Duty Podcast. The inspo was having 2 swipe cards. I was at work. Well, but I don't know. Yeah. I'm shy. And it's literally our names. So the colours that are those are the colours of our star signs.
Are they?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What's your star sign?
I'm a Gemini, babe.
And I'm a Pisces, babe. And so it's green. And then in the corner of the corners are favourite animals.
Yes.
Can't believe your favourite animal is a penguin. That I would never have guessed that.
Oh, well, here's the thing.
Go on.
Step some soapbox. No. I mean, this idea of, like, favourite thing, like, do you know what I mean? It's a bit difficult to pick one thing.
Yeah,
I enjoy penguins. You know, they're really cute, and they waddle around, and they mate for life mostly, and they sit on their eggs. I don't know, I just think it's really cute. It just seems just so...
Just waddle away.
Yeah, they're just like, they're not causing anyone any harm. They're just living their lives.
They just get eaten by whales. Yeah.
Life be like.
It does be like that. And
Why is an elephant your favourite animal?
I've been going to Uganda a lot, and I've been going to safaris a lot, and I've been seeing elephants a lot. And so, my favourite animal. Okay, so we're not doing favourites. So I really love cheetahs, but because I've been seeing a lot of elephants. I look at them and I just think you're just so magnificent. You're like, you're just big, bold, and you're just soft and gentle, and just. They just take up space. There's a way they take up space in like a very majestic way.
Yeah. And it's like they're also so powerful as well.
Yeah.
And yet they don't feel the need or they don't like exert that over other people like unnecessarily. And I think
exactly.
That kind of quiet power is really quite cool.
Yeah, and there's something that I read about them like being very caring, and how like if there's a cub or a calf.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't do
so sort of small
a baby elephant.
Yeah.
It will take like them because I think how elephants are, they have matriarchs that actually lead the pack. And so these matriarchs.
Did you learn that from the safaris that you've been to?
No, actually, I didn't. I watch a lot of David Attenborough.
Oh, not a bit of David.
Listen, I love me some David. He's my G. Me and him are just
dogs.
Dogs. Dogs.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Sometimes, you know when you're translating like American slang to like British slang, because of the British accent, it just doesn't work the same.
No, it just really doesn't. I can't remember where I read it, but I definitely read it somewhere.
I feel like it's true. Cause
yeah.
I
in our personal professional opinion.
Do you know what I mean? I'm
expert. Zoologist.
Do you know, at one point I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Really?
I considered it. And then biology whooped my ass in college.
Biology was such a wild ride.
It was so good, but it was so difficult. I found it difficult.
Yeah, I found it difficult too. Anyway. And then we've got a little description under our names, which we're going to go into because we're going to talk about ourselves too.
True.
Do you have anything to add about the artwork?
I mean, we've got the clipboard.
Yep.
Clipboard.
Oh, yes.
There's a brain that symbolises psychology, which is the field that I am in. And then there's, what is this? Like a heart monitor.
It's an ECG.
An ECG, there you go.
That represents nursing. Although I did actually say to this person that the stethoscope is supposed to be at the top, it's at the front, the other way round. But you know what? It is what it is. Like everyone will be fine.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days. But yeah, I love these pictures. I love them. They're so cute. They're just both so random.
They are.
And yeah, I feel like they capture our personalities.
I think so. Oh, we're cute.
We are cute. Very cute.
Anyway, it turned out really well, actually.
It did. I can't wait for people to see it.
Love that for us.
Love that for us. Anyway, should we actually get into the podcast?
Okay.
To be fair, today's episode is pretty much just like an intro to what has inspired us to start the podcast.
To the podcast.
Yeah.
Should I, actually you start off with a love note.
Love note.
Yeah. What's your love note for this week?
My love note from the algorithm is a quote from Lauren London. I actually found it on the Strong Black Lead.
Yeah.
And basically she was talking about, I can't remember what she was talking about, but she went and said, love is abundant. This really touched me because, as you know, when I'm meditating, no, let me not start from as you know when I'm meditating. I'm a believer that like love actually, I will say this with my whole chest, I feel like love is everything. Love is literally everything, and I'm saddened by the fact that we live in a society where the emphasis on love is just not that much. And I think it goes back to the whole point of capitalism.
Yeah.
But love is around us, love surrounds us, love children are made from love. Like new. It's just I have so many like great things to say about it.
Yeah.
But recently I've been on this journey of learning what it means to be loving and how to love my own self, how to love those around me.
Yeah.
And it's led me to bell hooks. It's led me to quite a few different authors who have taught me new concepts of love, because I'm trying to learn this concept of love right now, so that later on in life I'm not trying to figure out then. I'd rather be learning better versions of the concept of love rather than discovering it then.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll have a more fulfilling life. And so and so when I saw this quote, "Love is abundant," it's true, because I'm gonna go back to the point of meditating. I meditate saying I'm love, I'm surrounded by love, just love's overflowing. Love is abundant, because love is abundant. Love is all around us, in the smallest of things, in the people that surround us, in the bed that we sleep in, and and I feel like I've invited love into my space and into my life, because I believe that it's around me. Period. What's your love note?
My love note is a screensaver I've had for a few months now. It says, "There was no master plan. We pushed on because we were full of passion." And I put this on as my screensaver, just as a reminder to push through even when you don't want to.
Yeah.
And also because I think perhaps I'm someone who always needs a bit like of a clear picture sometimes, and like a very sometimes I like to know like all of the information, and as much as that can be helpful, it's also unhelpful in a lot of different ways, because you can't know everything about a situation, you can't know everything about someone, you can't know everything about anything ever. So it's like just reminding myself to just follow my feelings, follow my heart, follow my intuition, and just do the thing.
And also, like, I think sometimes that's what you can do, because like life can be like a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot at all times.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. I don't know how she says it. I do apologize, but like it's a lot, and genuinely, I feel like some of the people that we do see are people. Because all these things, the trials and tribulations that we're experiencing, these people have also been within this, like, space.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's your passion that pulls you through, because...
I think also it's a bit of a reminder to follow your passions. And I think it can get beaten out of us, especially coming out of childhood.
Bro.
And I don't mean that literally, but...
No, literally, though.
Yeah, our passions can be taken out of us. Our general, like, just zeal to have, like, pleasures for life in, like, really simple ways, and even sometimes ability, because we're clouded by all of these responsibilities we're coming into as adulthood. And sometimes, unfortunately, those responsibilities come on us way before we even reach adulthood, and so, you know, we can sometimes forget what we actually love. And yeah, I mean, again, to bring up the idea of capitalism, capital society, and just trying to actually just get by, I think that getting by can sometimes lead us not to forget the things that make us actually happy.
Yeah.
Like, connecting with your friends in, like, a real way, and yeah.
Because, like, this, with the point of, like, capitalist society, ultimately, when you go to work, you're with people that you would not necessarily ever be around in real life. Do you know what I mean?
Almost definitely.
You said that with conviction.
Because I'm in it.
I fully screamed. Wow. She said what she said.
Listen.
She didn't even stutter on nothing.
No.
Yeah, so you're around people that you probably won't see in IRL, and these people, there's things about them that suck the life out of you, and as we know, like, these institutions, these institutions are upheld by people, by human beings, and so when you meet the collective, when you meet the whole, and you're just there like,
you meet the institution.
you meet the institution, and you meet like the building blocks of the institution, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah. When you, so it can be difficult, especially because unfortunately, work for the mass majority of people, especially working class, it does take up most of our time. Most of our time. And so it's like, if you're coming to this place that is draining you, or these people that are draining you, because I think a lot of this, because we've talked about this before, the work itself is potentially something that you might love, and person that I do love, I love the actual work that I do. It's just everything that else that can cloud it.
Yeah.
So obviously when you're going to work, you're getting drained or whatever, you're coming back home, what time do you actually have? Because you need to eat, you need to clean up, you need to, I don't know, maybe take care of your kids if you've got kids, or call your family if you're taking care of them or whatever, and then you need to sleep, and then you have to do it all again. And so
it's a rat race.
You can very easily be in it and forget the things that actually bring you joy. And I think this is a reminder to just follow your passion.
And I think that's one thing that I feel that is quite important about the podcast. I think I'm gonna say I think again, because I know the reason why this podcast is so important is we are learning to navigate life. We're learning to just not even survive, live.
Yeah.
We're learning how to live, and this is so far out of our own comfort zone. We're learning so many new different things. However, like, at the end of the day, these are things that you try something, you give it your all, and then whatever skills and whatever things that you get from it, you share it with others so that they also have that same, they can maybe even also try and pursue something as well.
They don't have to struggle.
They don't have to struggle.
We don't have to struggle, guys.
Like,
even though somehow we've been told, like, to have something good and to really enjoy it or deserve it, you have to struggle. No,
that's not my portion. Me, I'm a baby girl.
Period. And none of us should have to struggle. And it's like, basically, we all have different experiences and stuff like that. And so if we just share all this knowledge, someone else doesn't have to go through the things that you went through, because they already have the benefit of your experience.
Yeah. And
you will have the benefit of their experience, and everyone can just grow. We don't have to do so much work.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we're in a, I don't know, I feel like we're in a very special position, I guess, because we work within healthcare, and I feel like, not to minimize anybody else's job, but there's a different way in which healthcare interacts with the rest of society, and the way in which healthcare is governed, and how as an institution we're seeing quite a lot of things which sharing with others, it's going to be beneficial, because for example,
I see what you're saying,
being part of a union, that's something that's important, because even if you work in a whole complete different sector, something like that might exist and you don't know about it.
Yeah.
And it's important for you to, okay, so these guys have discussed such and such a thing. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's protection for me or insurance of some kind if it's not a union. And
because one thing, they don't care about you. Unfortunately.
That's the real tea.
I need to get myself a union. I've been saying it for months, but anyway.
Let's go into the main segment of the podcast.
The pod huddle.
The pod huddle.
Okay. What do you do? Or, as you phrased it before, who are you, Penny?
Hey guys. Hi people.
Hi.
Who am I? Me, I'm just a baby girl. I'm such a soft girl. And I feel like I'm okay with this now, because I've been described. It's something that I didn't make peace with up until like a few years ago. But I've been described as an intimidating individual. But I'm such a soft human being. I'm just such a baby girl. I love peace despite like whatever nonsense surrounds me. Love
Nonsense
peace.
indeed.
I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a daughter, I'm a black woman.
Period.
I'm a black woman. I'm God's gift to mankind.
Such a flex. No, for real, because like I'd be like sometimes like watching black people, like watching like art that we create, whether that's music, shows, films, just existing, to be honest. And I just think we're so bad. Like we're it.
We are.
I'm like, I have these waves when I'm like, I'm just so glad I'm black. Like I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be black.
And I hope we do have an episode about culture. But I'm just grateful to be a black woman. I'm grateful. I'm going off topic. Let me come back. Let me come back real quick. Who am I? So I'm just a passionate girl. I'm a passionate babe. I'm a pageant queen. Multifaceted, darling. I just want softness. That's all I want in this lifetime. In all the lifetimes. And I also want softness for the people I love. And even if like I don't know you and I might not love you, I also want softness for you. Ultimately.
If everyone were
It's alright. English, by the way, disclaimer.
Big disclaimer.
FYI. English is our second language, so if we're out here chewing our tongue, it's because English is very limiting and it's our second language, so yeah. Who are you, Danny girl? Sorry.
Okay. Like you, I'd say I'm a many-sided person. I mean, as everybody is. I'm a reader. I'm a writer.
Sorry.
Go on, no.
I was gonna say like your swipe card says, she a wordsmith, darling.
Yes, no, perfect.
She a wordsmith, darling.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a creative. Not a bit.
I was about to.
I am a creative. Full stop.
Exclamation mark. Moving on. Point blank. Period.
Next point. I've written here that I'm a soon-to-be psychologist, soon-to-be author. Period.
I love this. Who is she?
You know what I mean? Because I've done this before, and like this question was really difficult.
I'm shy.
No, but anyway, I'm.
Not you getting all comfortable.
Do you know what I mean? I'm getting comfy to it.
She's saying it with a whole chest.
I literally have like one more thing to say. I'm compassionate. I'm a compassionate person.
Oh my gosh, you are. I love that about you.
Thank you. And one important thing I've written here is that I get quite excited by the idea of connection, and I think it's that thing to do with love, right? It's like the human capacity for us to, first of all, feel so many emotions, like to such like great depth. I think just means that we can, in a similar way, we can connect to other people in that greatness. Do you know what I mean? And I think perhaps it's because sometimes I can feel so it's an oven. Do you know what it is as well? From working, right? I work like even further north than Manchester, let's just say. And the people there, they have such broad accents. Like they're from like Yorkshire and stuff. So like
Yorkshire. I don't even think that's how you say it, but okay.
It's okay. God loves a trier. So I think because I've worked there for like what, 2, 3. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ!
Actually screaming. I guess I'm starting to pick up a lot of the broadness of their accent.
I actually can't be seen in public with you anymore. If you're gonna visit.
That is rude.
But you know what? People usually say that we don't have Mancunian accent.
That's true. So I love the idea of connection. I love the our ability to be able to connect, and we'll get into this in like the inspirations thing, but not inspiration. What was it? Passions. That's just that intersects with a lot of my passions and why I love the idea of creativity and writing and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Multifaceted, we both are, and I think as we do the podcast, obviously we'll get to know each other more, and we will you'll get to know us more as well as your host.
Yeah,
okay, what inspires you, Penny?
I feel like there's a lot of inspiration to be found everywhere, which is
everything, everywhere.
Everything
all at once.
All at once. In terms of people that inspire me, I'd say Kelechi, as you know, baby girl, love her. Excuse me. She just, her ability to just show up as herself is something I will forever be grateful for, and her ability to show up as herself has taught me that there is nothing wrong with me showing up as I am, because the people who love me, again, that's the point of love, they will gravitate towards me, and people whose energy matches my own, and also maybe, what's that word? Whose energy is in sync with mine, synchronicity, like we will find each other. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so, Kelechi is an outspoken, incredible black woman who she just champions for black voices. Yeah. I don't want to describe her as an activist because I feel like that word is just so like heavy. But she's just navigating this world, and she's doing it unapologetically, and she's contributed to me finding my own voice and kind of standing firm in finding my own voice, yeah, and staying true to it. Yeah, and she just really inspired me a lot. My brothers really inspire me because they're just such beautiful human beings. My friends, Rachel Cargill, beautiful individual who she's created like a community of her own. There's a softness about Rachel, and there's a softness about Kelechi, which just speaks to my being. Rachel Cargill, she's like a visiting lecturer. She's got her own bookstore, all these different things, and things that I would also want to do later on down in the long term.
The journey of Penny.
The journey of Penny. Yeah, and like Bell Hooks. Honestly, like right now, my favourite person is Bell Hooks. Having all this knowledge from Bell Hooks it's freeing, but also it's being open to the fact that there's so many ways that we are oppressed, and I guess I'm just mourning the fact that not everybody will have access to this knowledge, and the stage at which I'm gaining the knowledge, and ultimately the things that we've had to experience, and just acknowledging how at the back of your mind there's things that you go through and you don't have the words or the understanding, but then when you read something or you discover something, you find that actually this makes sense, this feeling makes sense, this gut thing in my stomach, and
that there's others that have felt this as well.
Yeah, there's others that have felt this, and people bang on about like representation. Representation is so important, and this is why, because even it's a whole thing. So
So yeah, I've written down a list of a few people that do inspire me. We'll start off with Kelechi because you've also spoken about her. She is someone who, especially at the time when I started listening to her, was just really affirming and really someone who just gives you energy. Like she gives you, it's like when everything is just like depleting you so much. Someone who's just like on her mic, in your AirPods, just being like, yeah, you have a right to be angry about this. You have a right to feel that way about this. And
you're not crazy.
This is how I feel about it, and I'm gonna say it. And if you don't agree, that's your business. But this is the reality of it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's that unapologetic vulnerability, I guess, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, she's a really inspirational person. Again,
She is. I literally, you get speechless when you have these people, because there's not that many people who show up as themselves, and I think many people accommodate to status quo to survive, really. Yeah. And it's so powerful to be able to go out as a black woman, especially, and be heard. and say what it is that needs to be said, make people uncomfortable, and she's such an inspiration.
She's such a great lady. She's a great human.
God protect her at all costs.
Amen. Amen. And I think as well, part of it is that in doing that for herself, she creates that space for others, and she invites us to do the same for as her.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, she's great. She's great.
We could write a thesis about what she does.
Her podcast is Say Your Mind on Spotify. And I think probably other platforms. I just listen to her on Spotify.
I listen, yeah.
But yeah. Secondly, my sister. Again, she's just such a hardworking person. She's goofy, but she's also really graceful, and she's really intelligent, and she just grabs life. It's just so. Again, inspiring.
I every time when you were being quiet in my head, I was like, inspiring.
Insert another word that means inspiring, synonym. But yeah, she's such a great person to be around, and she's so inviting. And I think similarly, Tracy Ellis Ross, who's the third person that I wanted to say, is kind of similar in that way that she's just so bright. It's almost like she's magnetic. She seems to live life.
That is such a nice word to describe somebody.
I think so as well. She just seems to run at life. She's just full steam.
Bolting it.
full steam. She's like, I'm gonna have this. You know what I mean? And that much joy. She exudes a lot of joy. And again, it's just something that I want to invite into my own life. I want to live in a similar way. And yeah, like you said, there's so many people that are inspiring. Inspiration can be found everywhere. Friends, of course, friends, strangers, things. Looking out in when you're out when you're outside in nature.
You're out on the podcast.
When you're outside in nature, the world is full of so much inspiration, and it can be easy to miss it. And sometimes try and look up. Look around you.
Get off your phone. Stop looking down at your phone. Yeah. Look at the world.
Look up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll leave it there. And I think that segues right into our passions quite well. I guess I'll speak about my passions.
Yeah, go on.
Again, I've written down here 3 things. I don't know why 3 actually, and why not
3 is the magic number.
Apparently. I have a passion for stories. Like I said before, I love to write. I love to read. I have actually been going through. I've been going through a bit of a block of reading, of writing, watching things, even series and movies and stuff like that. And that's just as serious or dramatic as this may sound, it's a core part of my personality.
It's her being.
It is. It's a core
part.
Who
she is.
It's been with me for such a long time, all of my life, really. And so, being in a space where that's not something I enjoy anymore has been really disorienting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's been really disorienting, and I'm just glad that I'm over that now. I'm back.
She's back in full force.
Exactly.
Love that for
I've
you.
run straight ahead for it. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot more. I'm very happy for myself.
I love that.
Thank you. And the reason I really enjoy reading and writing specifically, as we talked about language before, it is really liberating. And as someone who, I wasn't born here, like Penny, we weren't born here. We were born in Uganda, then we came here. And so Luganda is my first language, and then I learned English. But in between, this transition to, England at some point, maybe it's growing up, maybe it's the way my brain works, I'm not sure. But language is something that is difficult. Speaking can be really difficult for me, trying to find the right words, trying to express concepts and things in the way that I want can be difficult. And writing allows me to get it down on paper and then sift through it and correct, and not even correct so much as express it closer to the way that I want it to be expressed. And I think writing and words, that's a way that I can do that. And even like series and films and shows, it's like so amazing that people can like create these fake, essentially, not real, these fictitious lives, these fictitious storylines of people, and we are able to connect to it so much. I just think that's really beautiful, personally. Yeah, so that's one of my
At what point? At what point were you going to talk about your blog?
Now. I have a blog, guys. It's called The Evolving Kind. I'm also on Instagram with that same name. So yeah, follow my blog. I need to post on there more, but I do have some stuff on there. I've got some poems. I've got some reflections, mostly reflections about my life, about the things I've learned, and my own little takeaways. And I hope that, I guess, you can connect with it. And yeah, leave a comment or whatever. I also have a passion for mental health. I'm in that field. We haven't talked about what we do. I guess anyway. I work in mental health. It's something that I've always cared about. Actually, I remember reading a book when I was young by like Danny or something, and it had, the central character was like a psychiatrist or something like that, and she worked in a home with just adolescents that needed some help, and that book really, really touched me. And from there, honestly, it's been pretty one track minded. I mean, I've had other things that I've wanted to do maybe, but it's kind of always been psychology. And so that's just something that I really care about. Mental health, specifically mental health of Black people, is even more specifically the mental health of Black women. Yeah, it's a passion that I have. I said 3 things, didn't I?
Yeah.
So, mental health, writing, oh yeah, travel.
Oof, that bad boy.
Travel. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, oh my gosh, traveling is, oh my days.
It just scratches a specific part of my brain.
Oof.
A specific part of my heart, a specific part of my soul that I haven't found anything else that's done the same thing. Traveling is just coming out of yourself. Yeah. Going somewhere else where you can just forget your things, but also not even just forget. It just puts things in perspective. Ooh, just touch my mic then. Put things into perspective. It feels honestly like breathing. It feels like taking a breath finally. Because I think in my day-to-day life, actually, a word that I tend to feel especially when I'm feeling a lot, is suffocated. And I think travel is the opposite of that.
Ooh, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Oh my god, not my snotty self.
It is a breath of fresh air. Yeah. And it's that idea of connection. Like, you're eating so many different types of food. You connect to people in a way. I don't know. I feel like even myself, I'm more open, I think. And so I receive more as well in return. But yeah, I'll leave it there. What are some of your passions?
Similar to you, I love travel. I feel the same sentiments in terms of it's very freeing. Again, with the word of liberation, it forces you out your comfort zone. For me personally, as an overthinker, I have to get out of my head because I'm in a whole completely different environment. Yeah. So I need to navigate it. I need to find food. I need to find all these different things. But more importantly, it's an opportunity to learn different cultures, meet new people, shift your perspective. Yeah. Something which I'm currently doing a module on culture, something like intercultural health, and we talk about how when you are so immersed in a culture, you're in like a fishbowl. Okay. And so you're literally one single fish in this fishbowl, and you can't see past yourself. And when you come out of this fishbowl and you go into the sea, you see how much there is and how beautiful it is. Yeah. And that's what traveling is. I love traveling with friends. I love traveling by myself. I'm just grateful I've had the opportunity to travel as much as I have, and I hope that I can carry on exploring new places And yeah.
Catching flights, not feeling.
Oh my goodness. All day, every day. All day, every day.
Well, feelings aren't bad, guys.
FYI.
All in good time.
All in good time. Another thing I'm passionate about is sexual health. I'm really passionate about safer conversations about these taboo topics. That sex isn't even that big of a deal. Like, I grew up in a community where they've made it such a thing that it's fade and you can't actually have a proper, safe, actual, healthy conversation about it. And so many things get brushed under the rug. But I'm really passionate about sexual health. I'm passionate about
shining a light on it.
Having more access to information about it, whether that's safe sex practices or even exploring your own sexuality, exploring contraception, all these different aspects that
to life
pretty much. And I can't think of anything else. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse, but I'm also really passionate about climate change as well. There's just so many different things
there is. And I think in the world, almost a lot of the time, I feel like we're told to follow one thing, or you're pushed towards one thing, and like a lot of the time you also don't have space for anything else. And the beautiful thing about humanity and being human is that there is so much to us. And so you're a nurse, that's something that you do, that you love.
Exactly.
And you're passionate about climate change.
And sexual health.
And you like travel. And you like not you're passionate about sexual health. Amongst a gazillion other things.
Exactly.
What I'm trying to say is that it's a good segue into the reason why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Which is community.
No pressure.
No, it's community, and specifically it's about sharing information. It's about bringing all our brains together. We all have, like I said before, different experiences. We have different knowledge bases. And if we just put it all together, we have such a big pool to pull from, and to nourish our lives and to thrive, as opposed to live, like you said earlier. We want to talk about, taboo topics like sexual health, maybe sexuality to some extent, finances we want to talk about, and we want to talk about practical things as well, practical skills. I think Penny touched on that earlier when she was talking about unions. So we want to talk about practical things we can actually do in our lives to make it easier for us to live in this society.
Definitely.
We want to grow together. We want to have fun together. We want to learn together.
Party together. Travel together.
All of it.
Amen.
All of it. Just live life to the fullest together. Because I feel... Sorry. One thing I feel about Western society is that it will convince us that we're alone. It'll convince us that we're going through it alone. Everybody else knows what you're doing. It's just you.
Yeah.
It's just you. You're the one who doesn't get anything, who doesn't understand. The one who's feeling low. The only person who's doing this. You're not alone. You're literally not alone. There's a gazillion other people who are in the same boat.
We're all in this together once we know. Yeah, especially like, for example, like this season, when you speak to people, every single person is going through it.
It's peak.
We're all just gonna have the same hairline by the end of this season.
We'll be full.
We're all just going to be bald because life is just dragging us by our hair follicles.
Honestly,
it's so peak.
It's a lot.
But it's we're a collective.
Let's laugh together through it.
At this simulation, I keep saying to you, Danny, like, you have to be delusional to actually survive this.
You have to.
This simulation.
Because things definitely ain't there anyway, so it's not like being realistic is gonna help you.
Where has that led us though? Where we've been realistic this whole time, so let's be delusional. Let's all
try something new.
Let's try something different. Yeah, and I think for me, like, I definitely agree with everything that you just said. It's about creating history, teaching and learning all the different Black people who have been before us, and learning about people outside the mainstream. The people that we're typically told, like Nelson Mandela and like Martin Luther King, like these are great people, great scholars and great people in the movement. However, Bell Hooks exists, you've got Toni Morrison, you've got Maya Angelou. I want to learn more about Black women who have been doing the thing, because they do exist, and it's important that we also join this movement of being heard and showing up in our truths, as our full selves.
Yeah.
Just showing up as our full selves and taking up space, because we deserve to take up space. We deserve it. We deserve the world.
There's just nothing to lose from knowing ourselves.
And also creating a new experience. Creating a new experience. I remember we were talking about, what's it called? The second Avatar. Please tell me why I have waited my whole childhood, not my childhood, my teenage years, for another film, and you create the same storyline. You have a whole completely new, different reality. It's a new world. You could have done anything with it. But no, you talk about colonization. Yeah. Miss me with it.
In the same exact way you did in the first
In the same exact way. Honestly, it's so jarring, it's so traumatizing, it's so violent. Move on. Because there's so many people. This is why, as Black people, as Black and ethnic minority people, sharing our experiences outside this stereotypical trauma, activism, all these different things, it's so important. It's so important. And I think that's why when it comes to people who inspire us, these people, yes, they can share and champion for these important issues. Yeah. However, they're creating a whole new experience. Kelechi's writing books. Rachel's got her own library that's filled with more Black authors, more people who have created experiences. Yeah. And I just want that for all of us. Yeah. So please, people, like, create experiences, like, whether big or small, like, we deserve it. You deserve to be experienced by other people who are going to see a new perspective.
Add your 2 cents. Make them 5. Make them 10.
Honestly, add your 3 cents worth. It's worth it. Yeah. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to go on this journey to explore the different versions of, like, our resistance.
Yeah.
Both good and bad. We've both grown up in communities, and we've seen what there's good community and there's also bad community at the end of the day. Yeah. And it's nice to be able to be like, actually, we want to create our own, or we want to join others who have created something that we can add on.
Yeah. Because we don't always need to reinvent the wheel. Thing that they say. It's not about reinventing. Sometimes just use what's there and build it up.
Yep.
And I think what's also interesting is that as much as we've grown up in the Ghana community, sure, at the same time our experiences are like different, which we'll explore more. I hope.
Because you have subcultures as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Yeah.
There's just so much complexity, and that is why your personal experience is always so important. Because as much as obviously we're a community, there's people who have felt and have experienced similar things. Your particular story,
it's a bad little vibe.
Exactly. Speak on it.
It's a bad little vibe. With that said, do you have anything else to add, Danny?
No. I feel like we've expressed as much as we can, and I think as we do the podcast, as we start doing our own, like doing like resources and stuff like that, it will show what we want, what the feelings that we want to evoke in others, the sort of impact that we want to make. It will be evident.
Yeah, definitely, and we shall share our socials at the end so that we can continue the conversation.
Yes,
but we shall go into the last part of the podcast, which is the Lazy Person's Guide to Saving the World. Action points.
Yes.
What's your action points, Danny?
My action point for this week is find something that you enjoy and put it in your diary, or put it into whatever way that you structure your weeks, your days, your time, your months, whatever it is. Just put it in. Don't make it optional. Just make it
mandatory.
Make it mandatory. Be intentional about doing something that you enjoy, something that you love. Because there's so many things that we don't enjoy that we have to do, and we always do. So let's
make time for.
Let's be intentional about things that we love. So yeah, that's my action point. I'm going to
What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go boxing this Wednesday. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I'm gonna check in with you.
Check a bit of boxing.
I'm gonna check in with you and make sure that you do go boxing.
Do it. What about you?
My action point is I would encourage people to write gratitude notes, even if it's for a week. Before I go to bed or whenever I remember, I write 3 notes of things that I am grateful for from that day, even if it's as simple as going for a walk, or the flowers, or the fact that the sun came out, because the sun hardly does come out.
Yeah,
unfortunately. And so, write 3 things between now and our next episode. Things that you're thankful for, and it will help ground you. It'll help you keep you present. And just remind you that as much as the world's on fire right now, and the COSI and everything else, and the simulation's just glitching majorly, there's a few sparks. There's a few sparks of joy. So, to end the conversation,
yes.
Our socials are Instagram, the Off Duty Pod. Twitter is also the Off Duty Pod. And our email, offdutypodsubmissions@gmail.com. We're going to put it in the episode description. So yeah, get in touch. Let's continue the conversation. Take a breath of fresh air. Just take a deep breath in. Yeah. And yeah.
Have a great week.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
See you on the flip side, guys.